Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us for your 11 a.m. news and weather update. I'm Bailey Bockover. Hope you all are having a great start to your Monday so far. We continue to track Hurricane Erin, and our first alert meteorologist, Russell James, will be over shortly to give you the full rundown of what you can expect throughout the week regarding impacts along our coast and what kind of impacts we could see inland. But for now, if you are on the coast, you will know that there is a state of emergency in place and mandatory evacuation for Ocracoke and parts of Dare County. The Hyde County Board of Commissioners declared that state of emergency for Ocracoke Island effective 8 p.m. last night, and due to the anticipated flooding impacts from Hurricane Erin and the potential impacts to Highway 12. So a mandatory evacuation has been issued for visitors as well, starting at 8 p.m. Sunday. And residents starting at 6 a.m. Tuesday. So if you are a resident down there, you still have a little bit of time to kind of pack what you need and get out of there. But a coastal flood watch has already been issued for Ocracoke, as coastal flooding and ocean overwash are expected to begin as early as Tuesday, continues through Thursday. Later, when Russell James joins us, he'll kind of dive into the impacts and what we really couldn't expect. I know inland we won't really feel the same type of impacts, but it's going to feel very breezy, breezier than normal, than that we've normally been seeing. But for now, a Kinston woman is facing assault and robbery charges after a salon scuffle over hairstyles. Police were called to Sarah's House of Beauty on North Heritage Street Saturday around 11:15 a.m. for a report of a stabbing. When officers got to the salon, they found a woman who said 37-year-old Sarah Rochelle on your screen came into the salon and started an argument over a hairstyle that she got the day before. The victim told police the argument escalated and said she was trying to defend herself when Rochelle grabbed a razor and cut her arm. After the assault, police say Rochelle took money from the victim's purse and left the salon. Officers quickly found Rochelle inside of the shopping center and arrested her. The victim was taken to UNC Health Lenore for treatment. Rochelle was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, inflicting serious injury, and common law robbery. And due to schools starting back up, we, of course, are diving right back into our Teacher of the Week segment that we do here on the Morning Sunrise Show with Gigi Barnett. It's back to school season. Every Wednesday throughout the school year, WITN News at Sunrise will highlight the incredible work and passion of an ENC educator. If you have a favorite teacher, principal, or mentor who goes above and beyond to make an impact on their students, nominate them to be featured on our show. We'd love to have them. You can send our nomination to the email on your screen, or you can also find it on our website at WITN.com. Be sure to include details like the school he or she teaches at, the grade and subject they teach, and specific examples of why you think your teacher should be chosen. Selected teachers will have the opportunity to join us in our studio for a live featured interview and receive a $100 gift certificate and a trophy with their name and school engraved on it. So once again, you can find all those details on WITN.com. And I don't know about you, Russell, but that sounds pretty cool to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's amazing.
It is. Well, now that you're here, let's dive into possible impacts could be felt along the coast and even inland throughout this week as Hurricane Erin makes its way.
Absolutely. I mean, Erin is going to be the talk of the town, it looks like, over the next several days. And we're going to go ahead and go straight into what's going on associated with Hurricane Erin. Now, we have the latest advisory as of 11 a.m. Winds are now at 140 miles an hour. Pressure decreased to 935. The lower the pressure, the stronger the storm, the faster the winds. There is a slight change, at least in its direction. It has slowed a little bit down to 10 miles an hour, moving to the west-northwest at times. That's going to happen from time to time. You're going to get these small wobbles within the actual system, and hurricanes like Erin will strengthen, will weaken as it undergoes internal changes. Regardless, the forecast itself hasn't changed. As we closer look at our water vapor here, you definitely see that the storm is growing in size, a lot of moisture. But as it continues to move off towards the west-northwest, that front that you see there between Washington, D.C. and Greenville kind of moving from northwest to southeast, that's going to help steer Erin off towards the north and the east and get it away from our area. over the coming days. So eventually Erin will weaken down to a strong Category 3, Cat 2, as we head into Thursday morning, making its closest approach between Cape Hatteras and Bermuda, and then from there it's going to recurve out to sea, weakening down to a Cat 1 hurricane as it moves further off towards the northern latitudes. Not a direct impact for us. We're not expecting a landfall from this system, but because the storm is very large, we're talking roughly 400 to 500 miles across, that's a lot of energy that the storm is going to churn up. Erin will generate large waves and higher beach erosion for along our area beaches. Even some Highway 12 overwash will be likely setting up. We're talking roughly 10 to 15 footers with isolated amounts up to 20-foot waves possible, even some wind gusts as high as 40 to 50 miles an hour. Rip currents, though, for today, at least closer to home, moderate risk for the Crystal Coast, but then it increases to a high risk for our southern Outer Banks, going up towards the northern Outer Banks from Ocracoke over into Rodanthe, Avon, and stretching up towards Kitty Hawk and Manio. So we're going to be watching this very closely as the wave heights will increase starting tonight, going over the coming days. We're talking around that 6 to 10 foot range tonight, going into early Tuesday morning, and then once we head into Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning time frame, that's when we're looking at the wave heights increasing roughly to that 10 to 15 foot, even as high as 15 to 20 feet, especially off our coast, as the core of Erin passes generally within 250 to 350 miles or so. That's going to cause a lot of problems, especially for Highway 12. So that's why we have mandatory evacuations for Ocracoke and also for coastal Dare County, as well as because of the strong overwash that will be taking place during that time frame. And also going to be seeing some winds increasing as well, going from 20 to 30 miles an hour Wednesday evening up to 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts at times along Manio down towards Hatteras. So again, we're watching this as we're going to move a little bit more closely over the coming days. Even areas further inland could see winds up to 25 miles per hour. Heading into Thursday afternoon, gusts eventually will start to taper off for areas close to I-95, but again, that strong core of winds from Elizabeth City over into Hatteras, 40 to 50 mile an hour winds, and then eventually decreasing to 15 to 20 miles an hour as we head into Friday morning. So again, roughest period again will be late Wednesday into Thursday, and then finally beginning to let off as we head into Thursday evening. And we're also watching another system out in the Atlantic here, another area, 50% chance of becoming a named storm within the next 7 to 10 days. Next name is Fernan. We still have plenty of time to watch that next tropical wave. And again, it's way too early, too soon to tell how close will it make it towards the U.S. But again, we'll watch it closely as we're getting into the peak of hurricane season. Meanwhile, closer to home, again, quiet conditions, at least for right now. Hour by hour forecast, we'll see a chance for a few pop-up showers and storms, temperatures upper 80s, close to 90 degrees, and then fizzling out as we go into the evening and overnight hours. 8-day forecast, heavy downpours likely with some of the embedded storms as the cold front begins to arrive today. The same cold front that will help steer Erin away from our region. Can't rule out a few pop-up storms going into Tuesday, and then again, Wednesday into Thursday, breezy conditions. Can't rule out a stray shower or two along the coast. Rough surf likely setting up as well, and we do have coastal flood watches that will be continuing for our area beaches at least through the end of the week. But the good news is once Erin begins to depart, because of that northeasterly flow that's setting up, that's actually going to be bringing in some comfortably mild temperatures into the area just in time for the Watermelon Festival in Winterville. Their temperatures low 80s, overnight lows mid 60s. So again, a lot to watch out and look out for over the coming days. But again, dangerous surf, rip currents. Try to avoid the Outer Banks if you can.
Yeah, very good to note. And I know the Hyde County Board of Commissioners put out a mandatory evacuation to residents, visitors, anybody that's down there at the coast. They said for residents to be out of there by Tuesday morning at 6 a.m.
Yep.
Do you agree with that? Or do you think that people should come out a little earlier if they can?
Honestly, I say go by your own discretion, but you know, with a storm like this, especially being the first significant storm of the 2025 season, even though Erin, exactly the center of Erin will stay well off our coast, because this is a very large system, we're going to be feeling the effects of it, especially along our area beaches over the coming days. And you definitely do not want to be out on Highway 12 or anywhere on the Outer Banks, especially when you're talking about 10 to 15 footers affecting you. Overwash, beach erosion, it just creates a rough setup there. So again, we'll watch it closely as we get closer towards around Wednesday, Thursday time frame. But again, high rip current risk, high surf advisories, coastal flood warnings. They're definitely going to be up for at least coastal Dare, coastal Hyde counties as well, all along pretty much the Highway 12 corridor, and even extending through parts of the Crystal Coast as well, even though areas along the Crystal Coast are southward facing beaches, because again Erin's diameter is very large. We're still going to be seeing rough seas around 5 to 8 feet, even close to 10 feet, especially near the Shackelford Banks area. So again, rough these next several days. Just take it easy, and I'm not too surprised given the fact that the Outer Banks stick a little bit further out in the open waters of the Atlantic, but it's just setting the tone for what we need to keep an eye on with hurricane season. It doesn't take a hurricane to hit eastern North Carolina to cause impacts as well.
Sure, yeah, and we've seen that before in the past, and it's one that I think even inland, it's just going to feel more of just, we're not going to see those impacts like the coast, but we're going to be breezy.
Yeah, it's just going to be a typical breezy day here in eastern North Carolina for inland locations. We can still see 25 up to 35 mile per hour winds at times, but in terms of tropical storm force winds, I'm thinking that's going to be more so confined towards the immediate coast, particularly the Outer Banks from Rodanthe, Mandio, Southern Shores, Duck, and the list goes on there. And we'll have a more comprehensive look at the forecast too during the WITN News at noon, and also at ENC at 3 as well, and throughout the constant update. So for those of you that have any questions or concerns related to Erin, please let us know. We'll have them answered and covered throughout the day.
Great. All right. Well, thanks for keeping us updated, Russell.
Appreciate
it. All righty. Well, you can join us back here at noon, and your news at noon coming up under the hour. But for now, we hope you enjoyed the rest of your day and stay safe.